نبقى الآن مع التقرير المالي نستهل فيه الاجتماع يقدمه الاستاذ سامر عيسى. presentation. PDF يمكن إلى التشخيص.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I would like to thank everyone for attending this evening and تقبل أعمالكم جميعا. And with an honor to present this year's annual financial report for the association. The association had collected $553,000 of donations in the financial year ended December 2022. All these donations were, of course, was made possible by kind donations from the attendees and the audience. 91% of these donations collected was sent to the people in need in Iraq. And the balance on hand as of 31st of December was 51,000, which of course the entity will be sending to Iraq down the track in this financial year. The entity also had a very good idea of having a funeral services for our Shia community and Muslim community in Australia, in Melbourne specifically. Al-Ghari had revenue of $79,000 last financial year, ended 31st of December, and the expenses relating to the funeral services was about $51,800. Our balance on hand was $27,000. All of the donations collected by the entity was equaling $189,000, out of which $171,000 was used towards the masjid and other expenses for the entity. Balance on hand or surplus for that financial year was about $17,000. Now, out of this $189,000, something to point out that 26,000 of those amounts were received from the government in government grants, and thanks, of course, to the members of the entity to make this happen and make it possible. Now, the entity's financial situation in 2022 financial year was very strong. It was an increase of about 22% compared to last year. Their current assets at the moment, total assets of the entity is $1,861,000. That's of course includes the properties that the entity owns and 2 properties and the equipment that's in the entity. Current liabilities that the entity have secured from the community members, of course that's the audience, was $140,000. The entity does have ongoing NAB loan. That loan has been paid off at the moment, not paid off, but the entity had collected some funds from our community to say, in order to save interest, they have utilized those funds to offset account to minimize the interest that we pay, to maximize the benefits of the donations received. So overall, the entity has $1.7 million of net assets as of today, which is very, very strong balance sheet, very strong financial position that the entity funds itself. And of course, once again, we'll keep repeating, saying that all these amounts were possible by the help of the members and of course the audience that they contributed to this good cause. Now the entity, of course, as we all understand, has two sections to the entity. One is the Australian Shia community, and of course we have one Australian forum for the orphanage. The orphanage was, with the grace of God, was registered with the tax office and with the ACNC as a DGR entity. DGR stands for Deductible Gift Recipients. Entities like Australian Forum for Orphanage, their receipts are tax deductible, which means that whoever donates any amounts towards this good cause will save in his taxation when the end of year comes. There are very specific rules and regulations apply from the Australian government in regards to the to who can issue a tax invoice or who can issue an invoice that will benefit the taxpayer. Of course, because we have very short time this evening, I'll keep it very short and simple. In a nutshell, all entities must be registered with ACNC and DGR approved in order to issue an invoice that can be used towards their taxation. Now, the benefits of registering with DGR or donating to a DGR registered entity like the orphanage with the hard work of the members is that if someone was earning $100,000 a year in this financial year, total tax payable by that individual will be around $25,000. Now, if that individual be kind enough and donates $10,000 towards the orphanage, his taxable income will drop from $100,000 to $90,000. In order to do that, of course, you need to obtain a receipt, and that will give you a tax saving of $3,450 for the $10,000 donations. Now, please, I would like to clarify a very important point. Our respected community members, they under the impression that if they donate $10,000 towards a DGR registered entity such as the orphanage that we have, they will get $10,000 discount in their tax bill. It's not the case. Please do clarify with your accountants, but usually it's not the case. It will form part of your overall expenses. So the tax savings could be up to 45% of the donation that you guys, of course, give. Now, all this information is available online. Financial report has been prepared by our firm and has been handed to of course, the management. And I have no doubt the management will have no issues whatsoever in providing you this document, should you require one, or if you need any clarification of any of the figures that we discussed. I am, or Mr. Hassan is very welcoming, and we are very happy to answer any question that you might have. Now, finally, Ayad Helping Hands, of course, another DGR entity, they will be holding their annual general meeting next week, next Saturday, and they would like to invite you to their program. Ayad Helping Hands, for people who know it's good, if not, Ayad Helping Hands, they provide assistance to disabled people in Iraq, and 100% DGR registered too. They would love to see you there next Saturday. And of course, if you guys like to book in and you'd like to attend the session, you can visit their website, or you can visit their Facebook page, or we have Ustad Ma'in or Ustad Abu Harith, Ahmed Sabari. They can give you more information about it. Now, finally, there are the account details of course, for the Shia gathering place and the forum for the orphanage and the other entities. I'm sure the entity will welcome any donations that you guys can give. And of course, finally, I would like to thank you all for attending this evening, and I pray for everyone's قبول طاعات inshallah, and thank you so much for your time and for listening to us. أحسنت.
أحسنت أستاذ سامر، الله يبارك فيك ويحفظك إن شاء الله. طبعا فرصة هذه أنه نتقدم بشكرنا الجزيل للأستاذ سامر على الجهود اللي بذلها. طبعا هذه الأرقام اللي تشوفونها أنتم واللي حكى عنها دكتور سامر هاي بها جهود كبيرة، يعني الله يدري بها، ومو بس هو خطيها، هم مشغل الموظفين مالته كلهم حتى يقدرون يعني يتابعون التبرعات وتوجيهها كل وحدة إلى الكاتيجوري مالتها. وهو اللي يعد لنا ايضا الجي اس تي، طبعا هذه باستمرار كل 3 اشهر لازم تتسوى، وايضا بها حسابات شغلات، وهو يدري خطيه شلون يدوخ، وانا وياه همين ندوخ من نوصل النتائج. الله يبارك فيك ويحفظه ان شاء الله. وطبعا استاذ سامر ايضا يرفض ياخذ اي اجور، يعني حتى لو تجي اجور هم يتبرع بها الى عمل خيري. فنسال الله سبحانه وتعالى ان يتقبل اعماله، وان كان هو المديح يعني مو مناسب، ولكن لازم نذكر احنا يعني اللي تقدم الناس من وقتها ومن جهدها ومن عملها في سبيل العمل الإسلامي بالمهجر. هذا الله يحفظكم أستاذ سامر ويكثر من أمثالكم إن شاء الله، الله يبارك فيكم. هذا هو طبعا الدخل السنوي للملتقى من خلال السنوات من 2016 إلى 2022. شوية أكون انخفاض بالدخل إذا تلاحظون. طبعا لا تنسون أنه إحنا هذا الدخل بالسنوات الأخيرة من ضمن محسوب مغتسل الغري. مغتسل الغري صارت به حالات إن شاء الله يتكلم عنها الأستاذ معين يعني بعد قليل. فهذا الدخل هو مو كله يعني عبارة عن تبرعات، ببعضه شوية يعني اوبريشن انكم، يعني مال يعني قضايا دفن وقضايا يعني مال الغري.